I'm Kat. I'm a yoga teacher. I'm living in Spain, but I'm from England. I'm a mummy of 2. I've been teaching yoga for 6 years. I have a studio here in Spain, and I've been running retreats for about 4 years. So I was living in London, working in the fashion and publishing industry, which was amazing and very busy, and I probably didn't know how to look after myself properly, as we don't in our early 20s, you know. And then I just walked into a yoga studio in Primrose Hill, and I did my first yoga class, and from that day my life just began to change. My intention is to provide people with tools, knowledge, information to help them go home and be able to implement this feeling of self-love into their everyday lives. I used to go on retreats or these teacher trainings or these immersions, and I used to come away and then I'd feel depressed because it was so amazing on retreat or immersions, and then I came home to my everyday life and I was like, okay, what now? So my real intention is to focus on how what we find on the mat and what we find within ourselves, which is probably a part of yourself that is authentic, peaceful, radiant, how can we then help? How can we then implement those qualities into our life, into our world, into our family? So I'm doing this retreat to hopefully have, if anything, a tiny impact on your everyday life. The kind of yoga I teach now is centered around this idea that yoga should touch or can touch every part of the life. And yoga needs to change every single day to meet you where you are in that moment. The style of yoga that I've found that does that is vinyasa krama, and that basically means nyasa is the root word, which means to place in a special way, and krama it's a method, it's a system. So through this retreat, what students can expect in every class is to be working through and towards a specific goal in every class, which will be related to asana, but there will also be an underlying theme. For example, we might choose to focus one day on self-compassion. We might choose one day to focus on letting go, that kind of thing. So you can expect physical movement, really focused around the breath, also with themes, if that makes sense. The retreat will take place on August the 25th to September the 1st, so that's 8 days, 7 nights. The transfer is from Athens Airport in the afternoon, about 5 p.m. That will be a complimentary transfer. It will take you all the way to the retreat centre, which is in mainland Greece. However, it's in this most beautiful, secluded village in like a little hidden corner, and you just feel like you're in, I don't know, paradise, I guess.
Cool.
And it's called Ancient Epidavros. The accommodation is beautiful Greek taverna, and it's called Mike Hotel. However, it doesn't feel anything like a hotel. The rooms are just charming but very simple Mediterranean style rooms, you know, white and blues, beds, and en-suites, all the things you would expect in like a traditional tavern. Yeah. Food, wow, it's just homemade. It's amazing. It's Greek. There's no trying to follow any food trends. You're just getting Greek traditional food, and it's amazing, and I should imagine it's cooked with many years experience. And it will be vegetarian, although some people come on the retreat and they're not vegetarian, which is fine. You can order at a very small additional cost, like maybe some yummy fish or whatever. Yeah, what will we do? Can't wait. And so when you arrive, depending on what time it is, you know, there could be delays. In an ideal situation, you'd arrive and we'd have dinner by the water's edge. Then we'd maybe go up to the shala, the yoga room, which has rooftop views. It's beautiful. And we'd have like maybe a little welcoming ritual, like a meditation or something. But on a day-to-day basis, we will meet on the beach that is just maybe 10 steps away from the hotel, secluded, peaceful place. We'll do a sunrise meditation and some breathing practices, which will just help get the prana, the life force, the health flowing. Then we'll meet and have asana, so postures, yoga practice in the rooftop room. After that, we'll all have a big breakfast, yummy breakfast, and then there'll be free time. Then there'll be a lunch, so if you want to eat lunch, it'll be there for you. Then in the afternoon, just before sunrise, maybe 5:30, we'll meet back on the secluded beach and I'll give a little self-love seminar. So all that means is I'll choose a topic about self-love. I'll give a little, maybe 10-15 minute chat about it. Maybe we can add some Q&As, and then we'll probably sit in silence for about 5 minutes after that just to soak it in. Go back to the yoga room, have another asana practice, which will be slightly more calming and lunar than the morning practice. And then you'll have time to have a shower and get dressed into all your nice holiday clothes. And then we'll have dinner by the water's edge, and then we'll just do that every day. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, do you know what? I've had so many different people joining retreats, and that has been probably the highlight of all this retreat business, to see the diversity. For example, last year I had an 80-year-old woman come on her first yoga retreat with her daughter, and she had Alzheimer's, and she cried at the end of it and said it was the best moment of her life. And she did everything, she just did it, and it was just amazing. Then I've had young guys who come from having a big party in Ibiza, then they want to detox on yoga retreat. They've never done yoga before, they are just adorable. And then I've had, lots of yoga teachers. They come and they want to deepen their practice in this theme of vinyasa krama. People who used to practice but just haven't had time for ages. Complete beginners. Yeah, I couldn't narrow it down to one person or one demographic, because I just think, wow, it's for everyone. Honestly, anyone is welcome. I want people, or I would like people just to realise, well, I'm sure they already do, but just to remember that inside of each of us is great health. The body always wants us to be healthy, always. Sometimes we just need to get out the way and let that happen. Inside of us there is so much stability, so much strength, and so much love, and that's what I want people to take away, that you are that, you are light, you are